I used to love Israel. The reasons, well, I'm Jewish, and that makes me proud of what my fellow Jews have accomplished. And I'm a Christ follower, and that makes me aware of the role that Israel's played in biblical history. I can remember as a teenager reading about the Six-Day War in 1967. Are you familiar with that? This is where Israel was attacked by all the countries around it, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, and their goal was to wipe out the Jewish state. But the Israelis brilliantly anticipated the attack and conducted a preemptive air assault, which wiped out the air forces of its enemies, which led to a quick and decisive victory. And it's gratifying that since that war, Egypt and Jordan recognized Israel's power, and they have since signed peace treaties with Israel. I've also admired the Israeli nation for being a democracy. It's the only one in the Middle East. And despite the ethnic differences, do you know that over 20% of their population is Arab, and over 14% of the seats in the Israeli parliament, called the Knesset, are held by Arabs? So in other words, Israel's been a beacon of freedom in an area that's surrounded by dictatorships and monarchies. The sad thing is, though, that seems to have changed recently. Now, I'm not minimizing the genocide that was committed by Hamas on October 7, 2023. But Israel is no longer the underdog being pushed around by the school bully. It seems like they are the bully. They've killed 64,000 Palestinians in Gaza, and they're starving millions of the population. And Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, he's turned a blind eye while Israeli settlers in the West Bank terrorize the non-Jewish citizens there, kind of like the Ku Klux Klan did to black Americans. Now Netanyahu is continuing the war by sending in ground troops to Gaza and clearing out the population. Besides the warmongering, Israel's democracy seems to be on a downward slide. Netanyahu is trying to pass legislation to eliminate the independence of the Israeli courts. Could that possibly be because he's been charged with bribery? He has a 5-member cabinet. Now, 2 of the members of his cabinet will not support a ceasefire, and they want more deaths and starvation. If Netanyahu tries to seek peace, the pro-war ministers in his cabinet will resign, and that'll result in Netanyahu being thrown out of office, which means he'll face a trial for bribery, which could send him to prison for years. Even though Israel's military leaders say that Hamas is no longer a threat, Netanyahu continues the killing for the purpose of saving his own political skin. You remember the old song by the Righteous Brothers, "I've lost that loving feeling"? When it comes to Israel, that's how I feel. I've lost the loving feeling.